She flew across the world for love. She trusted him with everything. Then she heard the whispers that shattered her life. Amara was a young medical doctor living in the UK. Her life was structured, disciplined, and driven by purpose. She spent her days saving lives, making decisions in seconds, and carrying other people's pain like it was her own. But when the day ended, she carried another kind of pain, the one she didn't share. She had been dating Tunde, a man back in Nigeria, for 3 years. Their relationship wasn't just long distance, it was expensive and deeply emotional. Tunde owned her heart completely. When young, eligible bachelors seek to date her, she would say, "No vacancy, I am taken." Tunde was the kind of man who spoke softly and smiled warmly. He promised her a future. He said, "You're the one I want." She believed him. She often told herself, "This is what love looks like: sacrifice, patience, loyalty." And she was proud of him and what they shared. She visited Nigeria thrice yearly and paid Tunde's ticket to the UK at least 3 times every year. She knew his mom, a widow whose husband passed when her 2 children were very young. Mama, as she fondly called Tunde's mom, was a primary school teacher who single-handedly brought him and Bola, his only sister, up. She often sent Mama money to help with the little trade she did alongside teaching and for her general upkeep. She loved Tunde's younger sister like a sibling she never had, often taking her shopping or sending her expensive stuffs. That's the least sisters should do for each other, Amara thought. Amara, she had spent time with Tunde's close friends. They went to clubs and movies together whenever she was in town. She prepared feasts for his family and friends whenever they visited. They all knew her, and she trusted them. The way they called her "our wife" made her believe they loved her and approved of her relationship with Tunde. But was she mistaken? One wet afternoon in early September, she landed at the Abuja International Airport with hope and excitement. This was a surprise visit to mark Tunde's 32nd birthday. She took a long taxi ride from the airport to his apartment at Wuse 2. She was very excited to see Tunde. He, however, seemed not too happy to see her, but she shrugged her uneasiness away. She was pleasantly surprised to see his mom and sister in the house visiting. She smiled at his mother, hugged his sister. "This is how you sneak into town without us knowing, Abby," Tunde's mother said jokingly. They settled down to eat lunch of white rice with fresh fish sauce prepared by Mama. Conversation at the table seemed forced and usually tense. Tunde got up several times to pick his call outside or in another room. His friends came visiting later that night, and they went to the club. They laughed, drank, danced, lots of music. Everyone was happy. Mara felt loved. She mixed with his friends like she belonged. She felt safe, and she thought everything was perfect. Until the next day. Amara woke up early. She went for her routine morning jog around the neighborhood. She jogged on the quiet, tarred path lined by whispering trees. A young woman slipped a piece of paper into her jogging suit pocket. She took out the paper from her pocket, her heart beating faster as she opened it. On the paper was a short, scribbled message. "You don't deserve the truth, but you will know it soon." Her hands trembled. She looked around her, suddenly feeling watched. Amara walked back to Tunde's place as if she were walking in a dream. From the outside the door leading to the sitting room, she heard voices, low whispers, laughter. She listened without meaning to. The voices belonged to Tunde, his sister, and Mama. She didn't plan to eavesdrop, but she couldn't help hearing. She heard her name. Her ears caught every word, like they were replaying in slow motion. Tunde's voice said, "Amara doesn't know yet. I can't tell her now. I need time." Mara's heart stopped. "He needs time to tell me what?" She wondered. Your wedding to Tolu is next weekend. How do you plan to handle this? She heard her mother's alarmed voice. She could hear Bola say, Brother Tunde, I don't want anything to disrupt your wedding plan, oh. The Aso-Ibi ladies will kill me. Amara felt her world tilt. Cold rage rose inside her. She opened the door and walked inside the sitting room. Tunde was sitting on the couch. He looked up, startled. He stood up quickly. His expression quickly turned from a frown to a smile, like he was happy to see her. Baby, you're here. I missed you. Amara didn't look at him. She looked at her mother. Mama smiled, but the smile didn't reach her eyes. Amara's voice trembled slightly, her eyes burning with unshed tears. She turned to Tunde and asked, Why didn't you tell me? Tunde's face froze. He didn't answer. His sister stared at Amara, then looked away. Amara's heart seemed shattered in silence. She simply turned and walked away. She felt the truth sinking in like a slow poison. It wasn't just Tunde. It was everyone. His sister, his friends, his mother. They all knew, and they all played her. Her throat tightened. She checked into a hotel that afternoon and returned to the UK the next day. At night, she curled on her bed, feeling empty and alone. She looked at her phone. No messages, no calls, just silence. Amara closed her eyes. She whispered, barely audible, Was I a fool?